One of our experts is going to show you how easy it would be for you to deploy a server, load balance it, take a snapshot backup, and make that network highly available.
To build a new server, click on New Machine, select the deployment location to cluster 1, type a name of the server, tick I agree to the terms and conditions, and click OK. Now we have our first server, and we'll now redeploy it to cluster 2 to make it hardware independent. From Actions on the first server disk, we click on Actions and take a snapshot. Under Actions, lets us deploy it as server 2 on the second cluster. Lets you choose which deployment cluster it goes to, and we choose cluster 2 now. Same memory, give it a server name, tick I agree to the terms and conditions, and click OK. Now we have our 2 servers ready on both the clusters, cluster 1 and cluster 2, and we'll set up a load balance environment now using the 2 servers. To create load balancing, click on New Rule, select the public IP. We load balancing port 80 here, so type in port 80. Source address could be anything, and we want the source port to be port 80 as well. Here is a list of servers available for you that you can load balance. So select server 1 and server 2 and click OK. Now we'll secure the servers with some firewall rules. Click on the firewall net option. To add a new rule, click on New Rule. Select the public IP. We're forwarding or creating a firewall rule for port 22, and I'll choose a very high port that'll be port forwarded through to server 1, and I'll assign one public IP that will be able to access server 1. So the firewall rule we have just created is for accessing port 22, and that's allowed for only one external IP address. Now we'll enable high availability networking for the cluster that we have designed. It will basically create a standby router configuration based on what the primary router configuration that you have. To create an HA network, click on the HA network button, select high availability networking, and click I agree. Click OK to finish. So we have created one server on cluster 1 and took a snapshot of that server to build server 2 on cluster 2. Then we created a load balancing rule to access both servers. Then we created a firewall rule for external access to the servers. And then we enabled high availability networking between both the servers, so we have got redundancy in network.
Sign up online at webdrive.co.nz.